Hey everyone, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and I'm coming back on with another card share video, again using one of these matte stacks. In my last card share video, I had shared using a matte stack like this, but it was a Hobby Lobby Paper Studio brand that was birthday themed. I was so excited that I finished up that pad and made a little room because my goal this year is to bust through as much paper as I can. And lo and behold, a couple days later, bless her heart, my favorite destasher on Instagram, a package arrived from her, and she included 4 matte stacks for free with my order. So I dove in, and there were 2 that were the Old World matte stack from, I think it's DCWV. I've already busted through that paper a couple of times, and so I'm going to actually pay those forward. But then there was one that I will be sharing the next time I share a video like this, because I am excited to use that one. And then there was this one, which is called Lemon Flower, and it is from DCWV, and it's from 2011. So this is an oldie. There were 72 sheets in here. This is one of those really big older ones. I'm not really much into yellow. I do love bright green, but I'm not really into yellow. So I decided to really challenge myself to use as much of this as I could. I used most of it. This is all that's left. But what's left is a lot of just useful basic patterns. And so I'm gonna pass this on as well. I'm just not inspired by this. The last couple cards I made were really difficult for me because the paper just wasn't speaking to me, so to speak. So I will not have any qualms about paying this forward as well. It was so sweet of her to include it, and it was good for me to challenge myself. So I'll share the cards that I made. The first one I made is a set of Sympathy, and I did go online and look for basic card sketches. I didn't follow anything exact. I just looked for inspiration to use up the paper. For this one, I just cut down the paper and I used one strip, the small strip on this side and the big one on this one, and then vice versa. So I know a lot of people will disagree. I know people feel like black shouldn't be on sympathy cards. I feel that black is a respectful color, especially in mourning. And I feel like adding the yellow to this actually brought some cheer as well. So hopefully these don't offend anyone. We'll see what you think. So the sympathy, or the With Love and Sympathy sentiment came from this Lawn Fawn set, which I know a lot of people have. And find a place to put all these supplies. The flowers are cut out with this Spellbinders Daisies and Roses set. And my intention with this one, because this background was so dark, was to, I knew I wanted some of the flowers to be in black for a silhouette effect. So I cut out the yellow and glitter for this side, and then for this one, the yellow is in a matte cardstock, and then cardstock, and then on this side, the black is in matte, so that it's not too much glitter on each one, but there is a little glitter on both. So the centers of the flowers on each one do have a little bit of silver Nouveau drops. And then the inside of the card has, I don't know what to say or do, just know I'm here. That is actually from my favorite Sympathy stamp set, which is from My Favorite Things. It is called Deepest Sympathy. And I'll show you all of that. Wonderful, wonderful sentiments. So buckle up, you guys. This is going to be a long one. So there's 6 of those. So that was the first ones I did. And then the second ones I did 4. And here they are here. So for this one, I used this stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, which is called Vintage Garden. I can't remember if this was in a card kit. Usually they are. I have been a member of their card club for years. So really cool stamp set. And I colored in those images with just Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And I did some splatter stamping with my good old standby that is unmounted of this little splatter stamp. I keep that right here on my desk. I use it all the time. And that is with Distress ink in Lost Shadow. The sentiment, "A friend is one of the greatest gifts in life," comes from another Simon Says stamp set that I use all the time. This one is called Say It All Friend. Has wonderful, this is a great one to have in your stash for all sorts of just because cards. It's really a great set. It has inside and outside sentiments. I die cut a little butterfly out of one of the pattern papers that has the polka dot glitter. And then on the inside, it says, "If you only knew how much your friendship, love, support, and big hugs mean to me." That is from the same stamp set. And then I stamped the floral images on the inside of each one of these with the original stamp set from the front. I just stamped those in the Lost Shadow ink as well. So I did 4 of those. And then I can't remember the order I made all these in. I believe these ones were next. I made 2 of these. So this is one of the papers that was harder to use because it's like fully glittered and glossy. But I just cut a couple banners. I just freehand cut those. I put 3 black enamel dots on there. This sentiment, "Live in the moment and make it so beautiful that it will be worth remembering." That is from Tim Holtz. It is from a really old Stampers Anonymous set called Urban Chic. And this glitter paper, a little trick I have for some people who don't really like the glitter paper that has a lot of fallout. I like to cut it in strips and just use it like as a touch, but then I put glossy accents over the top so it doesn't shed as bad. It will still shed a little bit, but it doesn't shed near as bad as it does when you just use it by itself. The inside, I just grabbed a couple of stamps. I don't know if you can really see that. It's that Lost Shadow ink again. They are both Tim Holtz stamps as well. It is this one. I just turned it this way and stamped it that way. And then there's the other one I used right there. So it's from that same set that I used from the sentiment on the front. So I did 2 of those. And then I did, this is probably the simplest of the cards. This set here has another sentiment from this same Tim Holtz set that says, "Always know in your heart that you are far bigger than anything that can happen to you." That is on a scalloped rectangle die. And again, I stamped with another Tim Holtz stamp, which I'm sorry I didn't keep that one out, but it was just another floral stamp just along the edge here in that Lost Shadow. And I used my same little splatter guy with some yellow, that is Squeezed Lemonade oxide ink. That is popped up on some foam that I die cut with the same die so that it's nice and solid. There are some silver Nouveau drops on the card. And then the inside, I stamped with this dandelion stamp from Nature's Moments, which is a very old Stampers Anonymous set, and it has that same sentiment as this one, the Live in the Moment, but it's much larger. Just to put them side by side, this is the one that I used on that other card, but this is the one on this set. So you can get the same sentiment in a much larger size from Nature's Moments. I do believe I've heard Tim say that Stampers Anonymous sets are never retired, so you can order any of them. So I stamped that again in the Lost Shadow ink, and I did the splatter around the edges here with the Squeezed Lemonade. And then this sentiment is another big time favorite. That is from My Favorite Things, and this one is called Anything But Basic Encouragement. Another really awesome set. You were strong enough to get this far, you are strong enough to keep going. So this is just a basic encouragement card. And I made 6 of those with some of the different papers. Mostly the stripe and the polka dot, but then I also mixed it up with this floral and polka dot. So there's those 6. And then last but not least is this card. So for this one, I did a basic background piece, and then I cut a square and then just cut it corner to corner. I went over the edges with my tracing wheel. This floral die here is an old Ink Road set, and I know this is going to be really hard to see because the dies are black, but it is a whole bunch of floral outline dies, and then it also has the shadows, and it also included 3 words. I don't even know if that's available anymore, but there are so many dies out there that look like this. So I cut out the floral design in black and then mounted it with the shadow in vellum, and it just straddled the gap there. The Heartfelt Thanks is a little set that I don't have any branding on, but it is a little red rubber set that I've had forever. And I cut that out with an old Spellbinder set. I got some oldie stuff out to use these cards. I glued a few yellow sequins around the card just for some additional sparkle. And the inside, I cut another one of the florals out in the silver glitter paper that I was already using on the other cards. And for this one, I made 2, 3, 4, 5. I made 6 more of those. So that is my card share for this DCWV Lemon Flower matte stack. And like I said, I'm going to move on to another one because I just can't with this one anymore. I hope you join me for the next one. I'm going to keep trying to power through some of this paper, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.